What's up? Welcome to another edition of 3 Point Stands presented by Mountain Dew. I am Meghan Triplett. That is John Roser. And on this gloomy Monday, we have some exciting things to get to. And let's first start with the Memphis Grizzlies. Roser, last night, okay, the Grizzlies looked phenomenal against the Houston Rockets. They beat them 133-84. Now, give me your stance on this. More impressive, the Grizzlies' performance, or was it more concerning of how bad the Houston Rockets looked?
I think how bad the Houston Rockets looked because I don't think the Grizzlies were I don't think they played that great. I really do think Houston was that bad, and it looks like they've totally given up. But good for the Grizzlies. Like, you go out there, you capitalize, and you got revenge from the last time Houston came to town. They pretty much punked you out. So the Grizzlies went down to Houston and got a little revenge.
Yeah, obviously for the Rockets, I mean, this is a team that shoots a lot of threes. They're 8% from the behind the 3-point line. John Wall did not have a good game at all. And the Houston Rockets organization, they're going through a lot. They're still trying to figure out some things. They didn't have Victor Oladipo, but I will say it was kind of more concerning.
Is he turning down his contract extension?
Well, I think after watching what we saw last night, I think I might know why now if that is true. But yeah, the Rockets just didn't look good. But I think what is more impressive though for me was the Grizzlies in the sense of, okay, Rockets aside, they looked bad. But what looked good for the Grizzlies is that they kind of got back to like their focus and their habits and what they do well. And obviously it's pounding inside the paint and controlling the pace, what they can look like. And also the bench. I think of all things aside, how bad the Rockets look, the bench for the Grizzlies was just phenomenal. That was a great way to wrap up a Sunday night. I mean, Justice Winslow coming off the bench had a 20-point performance, had a game high leading all scorers in the game, and also 85 bench points. They outscore the whole entire Rockets. Like, that was so good.
No, and if this is what the Grizzlies really are, if this is what it is, and it's only a matter of time before you get Jaren Jackson Jr. back, then if that's what they are, and then you get Jaren back, I mean, they're 100% going to be a playoff team.
Ooh, okay. So
if that is what they are, and they do get Jaren back, there's no doubt they're a playoff team.
Yeah,
there aren't 8 better teams in the Western Conference better than that.
And if they're making their shots, because what was so cool last night was that when you have John Morant and JV struggling when it comes to shooting, and obviously JV had the foul trouble, which is why his minutes were dictated. What they can do, Ja obviously did a lot when it comes to dictating, passing the ball, getting high numbers and assists, but how others can kind of step into place. And that's always been the question with this Grizzlies. Is coaching is going to work with a 10-man roster. Some of the guys' minutes are kind of coming depleting a little bit. But then as we saw last night, that's why it's kind of a good problem to have, because when you have a team that can do that, and maybe hopefully we'll get to see them do that against a better team, because Houston Rockets did not put up a fight whatsoever.
No, they totally laid down. Totally laid down.
All right, let's move into some NFL news. We learned late last week, and kind of more reports coming out. Does Russell Wilson want to stay in Seattle? I mean, would you?
I hope he doesn't. I'll go ahead and give my stance on this one.
Okay.
Yes, please leave Seattle, please. I'm tired of you destroying my team twice a year. I'm tired of it. Yes, I hope Russell Wilson goes somewhere. I hope he goes somewhere else. I hope it's 3,000 miles away, and it's in the AFC. That's what I hope.
Well, okay, so reportedly, there's been a report that from his agent that Russell is okay with staying in Seattle. However, if he were to leave, he's giving his 4 teams that he would want to go to. It's kind of like your hall pass when you're in a relationship. Say, I would never cheat on you, but if I were to, here's who my hall pass would be. It's like, that's a very icky place to be in. But when you think about Russell Wilson, I want to see Russell Wilson go to a team where he's not going to get sacked so many times, and get back to that. He starts the season being the MVP person that we're all talking about, and how he ends it. It's kind of like it's kind of concerning and questioning. And I want Russell Wilson to get to a place where he's going to win again. Now, is Seattle that place? Reportedly is saying that he has a problem with the personnel. And after last season, I could kind of see why he's having issues with the personnel when it comes to, are you guys surrounding me, trying to protect me, getting me those weapons that we need to, to kind of continue that last push in that last like 7-8 games of the NFL season that they have not been able to kind of get around. And so I think if I'm Russell Wilson, I think he wants to stay because of all the work that he has done for the city of Seattle. We know he is a giving person. He does so much there with the Children's Hospital. But when it comes to being that football player, maybe it's time to go somewhere where a team and an organization will kind of feed into you. I mean, New Orleans Saints is allegedly a place. The mayor already put out a video saying like, come on over. But it's very interesting to wait because this postseason is going to be very interesting to figure out where all these players going to go.
Yeah, like seriously, go anywhere other than stay in Seattle. Like just go anywhere. Like
you're biased because you just want.
I am totally biased. Yes, like he makes my life a living hell two times every year. So please, yes, go anywhere. Like if it's New Orleans, I mean, we play the Saints a lot too. So I mean, he'd probably still make my life a living hell. But just go to the AFC. Just go to the AFC. Go to Miami. Like I don't care. Just get out of there. Get out of Seattle.
Okay, it says this is coming from a diehard Niners fans, and so this is why Roser's stance is like this. It has nothing to do with Russell Wilson in his career wanting to see him win. No, not at all.
No, nothing to do with that. Just I don't want to see him beat me twice a year. I'm sick of it.
Okay, well, let's get into some golf news. Last Tuesday, Tiger was involved in a single car crash, and it is recovering from surgery to his right leg. And that's been like the biggest story in the sports world throughout the week, and also over the weekend on Sunday, a lot of golfers paid tribute and just showing respect to Tiger, saying that we're here for you and we're supporting you and we're wishing you nothing but the best by wearing red. And it wasn't just a lot of golfers; it was actually like Renee Montgomery. Also wore red as well. It was a lot of celebrities in entertainment world that wore red in support of Tiger. And Tiger tweeted out just saying that he thanks everyone for just truly supporting him. But what was it like to see that moment, especially when you think about Tiger Woods and all that he has gone through? And then last week, very, very scary moment. And, it was just a time to like reflect. I'm like, man, we've been through a lot this year. And happy to see that Tiger is okay.
Yeah, no, it is a good thing to see that he's okay. And that was a great tribute by a lot of golfers yesterday. I know if you just go to the PGA Tours, you go to their Instagram page or their Twitter page, and you can see there's a giant picture of a bunch of players yesterday wearing red shirts and black pants as a tribute to Tiger Woods. The first thing that I thought when I heard about the injuries, like I saw the car crash, the first thought was, God, I hope he's okay. Like, I hope he survives. And then you find out he did. And the next thing that, came to my mind when I saw the injuries was, is this guy ever going to be able to be good again? Like, is it, like he came all the way back and won the 2019 Masters. And, you saw how much work that took. Mm-hmm. How many back surgeries that took, and getting back to that point. And my thought is I think we probably have seen the last of. Now, if anybody's going to be able to come back from this and like be competitive again on the PGA Tour, it's Tiger Woods. But my thought is, it's probably over. Like it really is. I think it's probably over. And it's sad because that like he's the reason I started watching golf. He's the reason that a lot of guys on tour started playing golf. But the most important thing is that he gets back to being, 100% healthy, and he's there for his family. He's there for his kids.
Yeah. When it comes to the career aspect of it, like I guess I mentally haven't thought that far because as you mentioned, like the most important thing is he gets to be a father and gets to run around and support his two kids. We know his son plays golf as well. And like, he gets to be that dad. When it comes to the career aspect of it, when it's that next step, that's just an added bonus. If it is, it's an added bonus. And it's just something that's extra for all of us golf fans and for him. If not, I hope that he is, we remember the career that he's had because it's been phenomenal and it won't stop there. He's still going to be involved in some type of aspect of the golf world, and he will always be, cherished and honored for everything that he's done and will continue to do. This is just a bump in the road, but it's still a bright future ahead of him.
If anybody's able to come back from this and be competitive at the PGA Tour level, it would be Tiger Woods because he is so maniacal about how he trains and works out. So he would be the one that could come back from it. But
yeah,
you look at he's like 45, 46 years old, mm-hmm. And then you're talking about a lot of rehab.
We're out of time. That's been this edition of 3 Point Stands presented by Mountain Dew.